Welcome back, everybody. This is Mandy, and we are just doing a voiceover here of some colors I tried. And sorry if you hear all the dripping, melting snow in the background. I'm doing a voiceover outside. So I recently got some more Australian Floetrol from the Sheleeart company, and so I picked up a couple of the TLP pigments, and I tried a color mix that Shelee had posted, only I messed up the first time. So the first color I laid down is Carbon Black, and the next color should have been Sangria, but I skipped it by accident. So in a minute I'm going to figure that out, and I'm going to just redo some layers. So I put Cappuccino and Golden Peach down, and then I realized, oh crap, I forgot it. So Golden Peach was sent to me as a sample a while back. And then Cappuccino and Sangria. So I basically just relayered those two. And then Matisse Australian Red Violet, which is like the magic sauce of colors. And we're going to put down a little regular titanium white mixed in the pouring medium. And then the cell activator is Lamp Black from Amsterdam. So all of the ratios and what I use and all that are in the description box below. I have been using Jody's mixture from the Painted Dreamer, which is 2 parts of the Bear 8300, 1 part Glidden Base C, and 1 part Jo Sonja, which works great and creates really good cell composition for me. She recently talked about just basically adding a little polyacrylic to the Bear to Jo Sonja pouring medium, which is what I used to do. And she seems to have gotten the right ratios down to create, sorry about my voice, to create a good consistency. So I think for pigments, I will probably go back to that. I mean, I use Sheleeart pigments all the time. I don't have any trouble with the mixture I'm using. They look great. They look vibrant. It's just that Glidden has a tiny bit of titanium white, which is why she uses so little in that pouring medium that she created. I'm sorry also that the lighting is so terrible for this video. I was just playing around, and so I didn't get... This is under the halogen lights on the bar of our kitchen, so until I tilt it to you, you're not really able to see it. So I feel really terrible because this was a really fun color composition. Nowhere near as pretty as what Shelee created, but I was so glad that she shared how she layered the colors so we could try it. You could also try this with similar colors. You don't have to use the same colors. I just happened to pick up a couple of those colors when I got the Australian Floetrol. And, you know, next time I'll probably get some Boom gels and stuff and try those out too, but I thought if I have them, I might as well do exactly what she did, right? And see how we can learn from the master of the blooms. She creates some really remarkable stuff. So this color combo just really looked great with the kind of the wine colors, but the glare in this camera light is terrible. I'm so sorry. I thought it was just because I could barely see from where I was, and no, it's really terrible. Thankfully, I try to give you a little close-up on each one. So this time I'm getting the layering right, the Carbon Black, the Sangria, Cappuccino, Golden Peach, Matisse, Australian Red Violet, a little bit of white, Black CA. I really like the way using black and white at the top work together. You create these really cool multi-dimensional colors. I want to try this on a larger piece. I had been painting for days and having very little success with going bigger on my blooms, so I was honestly supposed to be going to sleep already at the time I was messing around with these, because we were supposed to be going on vacation, and I also knew I wouldn't be painting for 5 whole days, and that, you know, you kind of have to get it out of your system a little bit. So sometimes in between painting, like when we're watching TV and stuff like that, I write down colors I want to try together and in what order. Like I either get the inspiration from another artist or I have this random idea. And then when I don't have time to paint, but I might actually have time to mix paint, I mix the colors and get them ready so that they're accessible. And then I try to keep the cell activator as fresh as possible, but I'll try to get the colors mixed up ahead of time. I also want to use a couple of these that I got when I bought my Floetrol with, my go-to, which is Sheleeart, of course, because I love for people to see how you can use two pretty things together and make pretty things from them. I have some artist friends who create beautiful things with various types of pigments. I also use pigments that I have had previously from other places. Some of them are not as user-friendly, but I always like to find ways to maximize things that I have that expand the colors that I have. And so, yeah, that's always something I'm playing around with and trying to see what I can create. It's so pretty. This is the third one. So I always appreciate when people share their color inspiration, so that we can all learn from each other. And, like a lot of people have preferences about what products they like to use. Obviously, I'm a huge Sheleeart junkie, and I love to use Sheleeart, but I also appreciate when people can use different things and try them together and try making them work with kind of the best of both worlds. And so I answer a lot of questions about various kinds of pigments, and they're not all made the same, so it's important to recognize that you can really benefit from kind of experimenting and playing around with things. And plus, sometimes it just increases like colors that you don't ordinarily have, like that cappuccino color, for example. I have some really beautiful like reddish brown pigments, and I have I use all of them. I use all of the different colors. I use paints that color. I have a couple of, some of my favorite colors to paint with are like Vavoom Red and Wine and Roses and Blissful Bordeaux and some of those wine colors. So obviously I'm a fan of the deep reds and the wines and the purples. So never go wrong with having a good variety. And I love that Matisse Australian Red Violet so much. I could not understand why it was so expensive, but it is like magic sauce. It creates these beautiful cells. And I have the Amsterdam Red Violet. I don't even think I've ever used it. I think it's a beautiful color. I have the Quinacridone Red Violet from Atelier. Also a beautiful color. But hands down, this color is like magic. So this is the third one. I really think that these turned out really pretty. I can't wait to see what they look like under resin. Sorry, I'm getting a little out of frame there. Have to remember to highlight Miss Shelee when I finally do share this one, since this is a total copycat of her colors. Thank you for the inspiration, Shelee. Look at those cells. Whew. And of course she did it not on a tile, so she did it on a deep edge board or something, and so the beautiful like drop off of the bloom, I'm not even coming close to that, but I did have a lot of fun playing around with the colors. And now that I know the colors that work so well, I have a couple of colors I might like to throw into the mix and see how it goes. Like, I think it might be cool to throw a little Lovestruck in there either between the Sangria and the Cappuccino. That's probably where I would put it, just to add a little pop of red. Yeah, so that's how my brain works. I get fixated on a color palette, and then I want to rotate like one color in or out or change the layering, which is what's so cool about this technique, is that you can literally do so many different things with almost the same colors and get a completely different outcome. Like these colors would be great in a swipe as well. I know that Billy and Lisa and some of these guys have been doing some of the swirly swipes. Whoa. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was a whole sheet of snow that just fell off somebody's roof and it sounded like a car. It's crazy how much noise snow can make. This little Texas girl is a little fascinated by the snow. And if you look behind this tile, beyond the glare, you see some pretty beautiful paint runoff there. So I let that dry because that to me seems like it would be some pretty nice pendants or maybe a pop socket or some earrings or even some magnets. Maybe I'll do a video of that. I tend to save the paint skins like forever and ever and then do sorry about my head, and then do like a rush culmination of jewelry and all that before we do market days and stuff like that. But a lot of people do ask what we do with paint skins, and so maybe one day I should just do a video and just kind of show you. I don't even know how much supplies I have ready to do that with. I do want to get into the pop sockets a little bit for some of these craft things that we do. So before I buy a whole bunch, I may do a test with one I have. I know Pernal does some great work with pop sockets, and he uses paint skins. So if I get stuck, I may have to pick his brain. But look at the cells on that. Now, I messed up the blowout on this one, and I thought I was going to have to scrape it. You see where that white part, it's like a sheet of white. The pillow kind of came through a little bit. You may not be able to see it because of the terrible lighting. But once I spun it out, it actually looked okay. So it was a win after all. Well, if you are a subscriber, we certainly appreciate it. If you're not, we would love for you to join us and hit that like button, hit the notification bell. Our social media links are listed below. Recently started a fluid art group called Fluid Art Friends. The link is also below. Welcome everyone joining, sharing your art. You're free to share your YouTube videos that are fluid art related. I'll also try to put announcements and stuff on there when I'm going to do art auctions and things on YouTube. I need to do better about that. And I was going to tell you something else. Oh yeah, the promo code for Shelee's class, 15% off, is in the description box below. 20% off color art in the description box below. And yeah, we certainly appreciate all your continued support. Please let us know what you think of these colors. I'm sure we'll use similar colors again and play around with the mixtures, but I think that would be fun to do some variations of those colors. Yeah, so check it out. And you have to love that Australian red violet. Thanks for watching, everyone.